Once upon a time, nestled in a quiet valley surrounded by steep mountains, there was a village called Doubt Fort. The people there lived simple lives, planting crops, raising animals, and building simple homes. Yet something strange held them back. They never crossed the wide river that split the valley in two. On the other side lay fields rich with golden grain, forests full of fruit, and hills where wild herbs grew that could cure illnesses. But no one crossed. Why? Because of an old story told for generations. The river swallows those who believe they can master it. Only fools try. So the villagers built their lives on the safe side. They worked hard, but the land often gave little. Hunger was common, sickness spread, and every winter was a battle to survive. Among them was a young man named Ethan. He asked his father, "Why don't we cross? What if there is a way?" His father shook his head. "My son, doubt protects us. Belief is dangerous." But deep inside, Ethan felt a spark, a voice whispering that there must be more to life than fear. One evening, Ethan sat by the river watching the moon reflect on the restless water. An old traveler approached. His cloak was ragged, but his eyes shone with unusual calm. "You stare at the river as if it hides your destiny," the traveler said. Ethan nodded. "Everyone here fears it, but I wonder if there's a way across." The old man smiled. "There is always a way for those who believe enough to seek it. The river tests not your strength, but your faith." The next morning, Ethan told the villagers what he had heard. They laughed. "Faith cannot build bridges," said the baker. "Belief cannot stop drowning," said the blacksmith. But Ethan refused to bury the spark. That night he returned to the river and placed one foot into the water. To his shock, the current calmed beneath his step, forming a rock-like surface just long enough for him to balance. When he lifted his foot, the water roared again. Trembling with both fear and wonder, Ethan whispered, "Maybe belief is the bridge." For weeks, Ethan practiced. Every night he returned, every night he tried, and every night he failed after a few steps. Doubt would creep in. What if I drown? What if the others are right? And the river would instantly swell, forcing him back to shore. But with every attempt, he learned. When he focused only on fear, the water grew wild. When he focused on trust, for a moment the surface held. Ethan realized something profound. The river was not his enemy. It was a mirror of his own heart. One stormy evening, exhausted and frustrated, Ethan cried out, "Why must it be so hard? I only want a better life for all of us." The traveler appeared again. "Because, young one, true belief is not built in a night. It grows through struggle. Each failure is a stone in the bridge you are building inside yourself." At dawn, Ethan returned one final time. The river thundered louder than ever, daring him to quit. Villagers gathered, mocking, "Look, the fool will drown today." But Ethan closed his eyes and breathed deeply. "I believe not because I am fearless, but because I choose faith over fear." He stepped onto the water. It solidified. He took another step, then another. His heart pounded, but his focus was steady. Halfway across, doubt screamed in his mind, "What if I fall?" The water beneath him trembled. For a split second, he wavered. Then he remembered the traveler's words, "Each failure is a stone in your bridge." Ethan shouted into the roar of the river, "I believe." The water calmed. Step by step, he reached the far shore. For the first time in generations, someone had crossed. The villagers gasped, children cheered, the elders were speechless. Years later, when Ethan was an old man, children often asked, "Grandfather, what was the secret of the crossing?" He would smile and say, "The river was never the true barrier. Our doubts were." Believe in the strength planted inside you, and you can walk across any storm. And so the tale of the Bridge of Belief lived on, not as a myth of fear, but as a parable of courage, faith, and the unseen strength within every heart.